Hi guys, this is Caffeine Gaming, and yeah, we're going to be looking at Tiny Bookshop today, but actually I'm not going to be talking about it. Instead, I'm going to be talking about the state of the channel, and I'm trying hard not to ramble because it's one of those things that I absolutely positively hate doing in these state of the channel updates that I've done in the past. It's a personal gripe of mine that I do feel like I continuously just kind of go in circles, so I'm going to try and be very poignant, and poignant, is that the word I'm looking for? And to the point. So let's go ahead and start with kind of where we're at with the channel. I've been playing Final Fantasy X-2 and I've been playing Oblivion, and I'm really enjoying Oblivion. I think because it's the type of game that I really love to get dive into. There's really no expectations. You don't really know what's going to happen next. I'm going to continue playing Oblivion. But Final Fantasy X-2, I think, is the game that I've hit a wall with. A lot of bigger games, and this isn't unique to Final Fantasy X-2. There is some unique stuff with X-2, but bigger games, I have a tendency to get very tired towards the end of them. You know, we've put 8 to 10 months of videos into them, if not more. Each video is, an hour, half an hour to an hour. I go back and I look at like Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5. Those are very time-consuming games, and I don't mind spending the time on them and playing them for the channel because I enjoy them. And even at the end, when I get very tired of them, I tend to fight through it, and it tends not to be too bad because I think the big issue is they are still fun. Like, right? Those games are still fun at the end. It's just, oh, I have to climb 100 floors for Persona 3 to get to the ending. It's just time consuming and it's a bit of a grind. And I don't particularly like games that I have to grind in. I get very tired. But it's always been fine. It's always been fine. X-2 is the game where it's no longer fine. I feel like the story is not worth it. And I feel like the mini games aren't worth it. And now there's like 3 dungeons left. All 3 of them. Well, there's a boss, and I think is there 3 dungeons? 2 or 3 dungeons left. Whatever. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, one of those is a Tartarus dungeon where you have to go through 100 floors. Each floor gets significantly harder, even though it's not going to take me as long because Tartarus was super obnoxious. You still have to take into account that it needs to be done. It's required for the 100%. And I'm tired. And I do not look forward to having to load it up. I don't look forward to having to sit down to record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shelve it. I'm going to continue playing and I'm going to record. However, it is not going to be on a regular schedule. It's going to come out when it comes out. And I'm trying to decide, at least for the Tartarus type version of the final dungeon, or for that particular dungeon, I'm going to decide whether or not I just want to get it done in one episode and just get it out. I'm ready to move on. I'm sick of that game. That's not a great sign. I did the same thing with Fable. I was kind of fell out of love with it very quickly. It's just it's just me. It's my opinion. If you love the game, that's great, but coming to it from creating it for content has not been great. It hasn't been fun. It hasn't. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shelve it. I'm just going to shelve it for a bit. We're going to focus on Oblivion. I'm going to play, I think, some cozy games for the channel. I want to re-show off a bunch of stuff that have had big patches, have had big DLCs come out. Multiple games have DLCs. I want to revisit maybe playing some other stuff for the channel. But it's not going to, like, Final Fantasy X-2 is going to come out when it comes out. I'm going to still try and get it done before December for the end of the year, but it's just not going to be on a schedule. So I guess that's just where we're at with that. I haven't even figured out what I want to play next after Final Fantasy X-2. There's a part of this that is the world being the world, and with all the craziness and things happening, costs of living have gone up. The town I live in particular is going to be hit very heavy because it's very rural, it's a military town. So because of that, I suspect that we're going to be seeing a lot of issues in the upcoming 6 months, to the point where my husband and I have talked about whether or not, like, what do we do if we suddenly need a very drastic change in life. And I don't have answers. The insecurity of, like, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to expect is really hard on my own mental health. I am one of those people. I'm one of those people that depends on the feeling of security to stay grounded. I have some suspicions of where that comes from, but it's an issue for me. So that, alongside with, like, not wanting, like, it has made me not want to game at all, any game, which is not great for me. Since I obviously play video games for this channel, I don't want to, if I don't want to play, like, even for fun, I game, and I haven't wanted to. So I think that pretty much encapsulates where we're at with that. So just to summarize, I'm going to be shelving Final Fantasy X-2 and getting out videos when I get videos out. I'm going to continue to play Oblivion. I think at least once a week. I may play both Tuesday and Thursday. Like, I might switch around the schedule to Tuesday and Thursday and do Oblivion one of those days and then whatever else the other day. Just until I can get some resemblance of, like, my sanity back. And maybe once we get past Final Fantasy X-2, maybe things will kind of re-spark for me. I'm going to try and figure out what I want to play next. And if it's, I don't know, I have a couple ideas, because I do have Persona 3 Reload, which is a game that we're very familiar with, but I also have Persona 5 Strikers, and I do have a guide started on that. So I might dive into one of those, try and get the guide done, and then start just doing content for that to see how it feels. Because if it feels better, then this is all kind of moot point. But if it does not feel better, then we're still here. With all of that, a couple other things that I'm going to change. One, I'm shutting down my Patreon. I don't really need a Patreon. Like, it's not something, like, I'm not a content creator who relies on content creation to fund my life. So really, the Patreon was created to just for, you guys at the beginning of this channel really push to, hey, have a Patreon, And I really appreciate it. However, I'm going to shut it down. If you've been a Patreon for an extended period of time, because I think a couple of you have been, I think the 2 people that are still on my Patreon have been around for a very long time. You're going to be getting something in the mail. I'm going to try and shut it down so that October cycle will not charge. But I need to keep your guys' addresses in order to send stuff out. So I'm going to go ahead and let September's cycle happen, and then you guys will get something as a big thank you in the mail, because I really do appreciate what you guys have done. But from here on out, at least the Patreon will still be up, probably the free stuff, but there will be no paid options going forward, simply because I'm not comfortable not giving content on the channel and then also charging you guys. Does that make sense? It just feels bad in my mind. And you're all welcome to discuss that with me. I will definitely be posting about it on my Patreon page and on the Discord, which I have not been using, which I apologize. I haven't been there. I'm not stepping away from Discord. Speaking of Discord, I'm not stepping away from Discord. I still have it, but Discord doesn't always send me notifications, so I don't know when people are chatting. And also, I haven't even been talking to, like, my friends, so you guys are kind of not also getting conversation from me. Like, I've really been kind of disconnected. So I apologize for all of that. So don't expect to see me on Discord, and don't, like I said, the Patreon is being shut down. I think with all of that, though, kind of downsizing the channel is going to give me some time to work on some stuff that I want to work on. It's not like I spend a ton of time on the channel. It's just, I don't want there to be any expectations that I'm trying to grow the channel at this point. I appreciate if you guys stop by and, watch my videos, but if I get pulled from the ad partnership, I don't really care at this point. It just kind of is what it is for me. I think that's really all I have to say about this. If you have any comments or questions or concerns, you can drop those down below. I don't expect you guys to really have much to say about it. I think this is a long time in coming for me. The channel is 10 years old. I do enjoy making the videos for the most part. Obviously 10.2 is kind of the exception to this rule, but in general, I've always had a really good time chatting with you guys. I'm just not in a good place. I think I've said that multiple times this last week. It's like, I feel like I'm not in a great place. And I think that's a combination of many, many things. And yeah, I'm still going to therapy and everything, but I have to be kind of honest with you guys and I have to be honest with myself. And I think one of the big things that I need to do is downsize my own expectations. Like, the channel is great, but I never expected to become large. I never really wanted to be a big content creator. So, at least on YouTube. So I'm not too surprised. Like, I don't know. That's just not something that I ever wanted. And so I think it's okay for me to downsize the channel. On the other hand, I am attempting to grow my art business. So I may eventually I may eventually be focusing a lot more attention on videos, like art videos, because my art business is something that I am trying to grow. I never wanted to grow my gaming YouTube, but I do want to grow my art business, which could possibly include an art channel. I've been working on like my Instagram and stuff. It's all very confusing and I don't like it. So, you know, and I'm just rambling at this point, which is something that I absolutely have a gripe with. Anyway, so in summary, you're still gonna see videos. It may be at a lesser amount. Final Fantasy X-2 is gonna be around when it's around. Patreon is being closed. I think that's it. Okay. So thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, you can drop them in the comments down below, and I will see you guys. I mean, there's still going to be episodes coming out, so this will just be in replacement for Final Fantasy X too. So I'll see you guys when I play more Oblivion on Wednesday.